Hey everybody, it's Matt. Wrestling with Whiskey is back once again with a very special review from our friends at Sazerac. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Wrestling with Whiskey once again. And of course, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please do us a favor. Leave a comment, leave a like, hit that subscribe button and the alerts. It all helps the channel, helps supporting the whiskey message, if you will. Today, we have a very special review, just fresh off the presses from the Sazerac Company and 1792 Distillery. You all know it. Barton 1792 is releasing a special lineup of extended cask finish bourbons. Okay. These bourbons all use Barton's high rye mash bill and then take that bourbon and finish it for anywhere from 1 to 3 years in various wine casks. And they're kicking off with 3. The Thomas S. More Cabernet Sauvignon finish, a port cask finish, and a Chardonnay finish. Now, if you're wondering, yes, Chardonnay is a white wine. We've all seen a lot of red wine finishes, but a white wine finish on a bourbon could be something very interesting or not. But either way, we are going to dive into it. So ladies and gentlemen, let's break it down one at a time. Let us start with number 1, the Cabernet Sauvignon finish. So here we have the first Thomas S. More bourbon. Thomas S. More also being named after the man who started the distillery that it was at the site that Barton 1792 now sits upon. And so they're paying homage to that man. So this one is finished in Cabernet Sauvignon casks. This one's 95.3 proof. That's 47.6 ABV. It does not tell you the age of the bourbon, nor the length of the finish for each individual one. We just know that any one of these are anywhere from 1 to 3 year finishes, but we don't know which each individual one is. And we don't know how old the bourbon is. We can probably safely assume it's the standard high rye Barton 1792 product, so it's probably somewhere 4 to 8 years, right? It's probably not crazy old because they're going to use that for a special release. We also don't know where these wine casks came from. They don't have a particular winery or anything attached to them. There's no seemingly official partnership. We just know the type. Beautiful color on there. I mean, you can see it right there. It's a beautiful color. Gives this deep, deep amber. Some almost red notes in there as well. The legs move fast, but they're thick. Strong, little astringent on the nose, but strong fruit. For sure. Sugared plums. It is the holiday season. Deep cherry and grape. That kind of oak, medicinal oak note that you get from the tannins sometimes. But strong, sugary, sweet fruit. Deep stone fruit kind of flavors for sure. Let's dive in. The wine comes in huge. Grape, cherry, bitter fruit. All over the palate. Middle to back is that Kentucky hug, that spice tingling down. This might be one of the longer finishes because it is, you get like a mouthful of red wine, of Cabernet Sauvignon, almost. Yeah, it's just all grape, cherry, bitter grain and stuff like that. A nice vanilla in there as well. Nothing unique jumps out of there too much at me, if I'm being perfectly honest. But it is super strong. Super strong with the red wine. That you get that all day long. So if you like red wine finished bourbons that you've had in the past, this is going to be that times 5. But what's going to be in store for number 2? Port cask finish? Let's find out. So number 2 is the port cask finish. This one is coming in at 98.9 proof. This is the highest proof out of the 3. Once again, the color is very pretty. There's a deep amber in there. Again, you can see some almost red wine influences already. There's almost a red hint to it, so to speak. The nose on this, much more bitter. Almost like peppery grape. Less of that bold, sweet cherry and vanilla. Wine influence is strong in the nose, but it's more subtle. It's this peppery, almost smoky, a little bit of oak there. A lot of grape, smoke, and spice. Let's take a taste. This one has a lot more pepper on it. Whether that's because of the rye or something that happened in the wine barrel, I don't know. That one has a lot more like pepper. This one's more bitter as well. A little bit more of a spicy, bitter, drying kind of flavor going on in the palate. Super noticeable grape. Nice, like I said, an even layered smokiness kind of carries through on that palate as well. Very subtle, that one. There's a lot going on, but it's much more subtle. And now we're going to check out number 3, which I think is the most interesting, a Chardonnay finished bourbon from the Thomas S. More collection. So here we have the Thomas S. More Chardonnay finished bourbon. This one coming in at 97.9 proof, 48.95% ABV, finished in Chardonnay casks. And already you can see the color, kind of sticking with the status quo here for tonight. All pretty much the same. They have this nice darker hint. I thought this one might have been lighter because it's Chardonnay. It is a white wine. I thought it would have been a little bit lighter in color, but maybe the bourbon kind of powered through, and that dark, well-aged bourbon still is what's bringing that color. This one has much slower moving legs on it, which is interesting. Here, holy crap, night and day from those other ones had very similar, just kind of like these tamped, pronounced fruit notes and everything. This is, I don't know how much of an influence there is. This is like all bourbon, but there is like a light, almost much more banana, which I know Barton is known for, and it might have been tamped out in the other ones by the wine influence from the port, from the Cabernet. But here, maybe that Barton banana note coming through because the Chardonnay perhaps isn't quite as strong of an influence. Let's keep going back. Banana, pepper, caramel, a little bit of leather and oak. On the nose, it's feeling very standard bourbon. I'm not getting a ton of fruity or wine notes. I'm excited to dip into this, see what it's like. Ooh, a lot of pepper. Oh my goodness. That's the spiciest one. And there is a very bitter wine note on this one. You get a little bit like that. This one is like bitter apple peel. I can't decide if it's pleasant or not. That's the tough part. Pear, like green grape, really bitter aftertaste. And I'm not sure how much of a fan I am of it, but if that is your thing, I think you'll really enjoy this. Less of that bold fruit, and like I said, a little bit more of that apple peel, light grape, champagne almost kind of notes. You know what I mean? Like a slightly less sweet champagne. That is very interesting. So all said, Thomas S. More wine finish extended cask finishes. The first 3 out of the gate from Barton 1792 and Sazerac. Suggested retail price is $69.99, but these will be limited, and we do know that often, unfortunately, Sazerac products often do get marked up rather high. So if you see this, let us know what prices you're seeing it at. I'm always curious to see how the market is in different parts of the country and different parts of the world. Please share that with us. For $69.99, especially, I think these first 2, they're very nice for a nice long finished bourbon. I always say I think you need at least a year in your secondary barrel to get true influence. So the fact that these are at least a year, if not 3 years, and I'd be very curious to know which one is which. You know, what is 3 years? What's 2 years? What's 1 year? What's in between? So 3 are coming out of the gate right now or very soon, and they will release every fall a new one. I don't know that they're going to stick to wine. They might go with different spirits. They might go with more wines. We don't know. But this is the first introduction of a brand new brand from Barton 1792, the Thomas S. More Collection, extended cask finishes. My vote, I'm going to go with the Cabernet because I like those bold, sweeter fruits. Thank you guys for watching. Again, please like, subscribe, comment below. Appreciate it. Follow all the socials. Follow us everywhere. And always be trying new things, guys. Finishes, what have you. And always, always, always be wrestling with whiskey. Yeah.